We would like to welcome in all our FS1 viewers. You've tuned in to a good one. It's the biggest party in college basketball, a whiteout here at Grand Canyon University as the newcomer in the Mountain West looking to take down the perennial powerhouse, the San Diego State Aztecs, who are trying to stay undefeated in conference play, the only undefeated team in the Mountain West. Hanging out with the Gonzaga All-American Dan Dickau, Carlo Jimenez. They're going to look of Bryce Drew trying to lead this Lopes team to another victory. Brian Dutcher on the other side in his 9th season. The fastest to 100 wins in the Mountain West Conference history was Dutcher. GCU controls the 5-point lead, is their largest. They're looking to add to it. Brian Moore Jr. played 37 minutes last time out. BJ Davis stays step for step. Stromer into the corner. Breidenbach thought about it. And an offensive foul going on GCU. 4th Lope turnover.
Breidenbach in that situation, you're going to go to a dribble handoff and you don't think you're going to get quite set. You got to make sure you get out of the way, don't create contact. Easy call right in front of the official.
Aztecs trying to end a 2-minute scoring drought. DeGorville in the lane, the floater finds the bottom. BJ Davis, the team's leading scorer, with his first bucket.
Extremely creative scorer is BJ Davis. He's a great example of player development. As a freshman 2 years ago, he only got into 12 games, averaged about a point a game. He's now their leading scorer.
Evans almost with the poster, but a foul. Whoa, there you go. Look at that 7'4" wingspan from Dennis Evans. Tickling the clouds.
He is so long. He has an advantage. All you have to do when he's rolling to the rim is just throw it up to the rim. San Diego State late in their rotations. Big fella got to finish that one though.
Oh my goodness.
He started his career at Louisville, as do so many players decide these days, needed a new change of scenery. Bryce Drew is really high on his potential. Got to work on some lateral quickness, some strength. But he can really impact the game, especially on the defensive end of the floor.
And one of the reasons he chose GCU was their development plan for him. He had a lot of faith in his ability to improve. This is the free throw. The lead still at 4.
Well, with him and Demerol as young bigs, they can change the way they play defensively in pick and rolls. A lot of times they'll be in down coverage where neither one of them leaves the paint. Really protect that rim.
Dorville short on the 3. GCU the other way, halfway point of this first half. The Lopes looking for their 3rd win over the Aztecs in this building. Stromer lines it up a little strong. And Simmons, the freshman, rips home the rebound. Davis, DeGorville. Barrow Compton around Evans and a left-handed finish.
Here's an example right there. Compton at about 17 feet. Evans tries to close out, and it's just a tap with that dribble from Compton. Goes right. Usually he's a hard left-hand driver. Is able to finish that time going to his right.
BJ Davis just picked up his 2nd personal. And the leading scorer for San Diego State is going to have to come out of this game. Davis only played 4 total minutes, but that might be it for him. Do you put him back in, Dan, in this first half, or do you not want to risk a 3rd personal?
Well, I think with their depth, you're okay putting him back in. He's such a talented scorer. You know, that's one of the things with Coach Brian Dutcher's perimeter players is they compete on that defensive end of the floor. I would imagine he gets back in. He just has to slightly change his mindset, make sure he doesn't gamble or reach, put him in a position to get that 3rd foul.
Henley with 3 to shoot. Looking for a bailout bucket. He fires. It's off the front rim. Picked up by Simmons on the rebound. Here come the Aztecs. They can tie or take the lead. Dixon Waters, top baseline jumper, and he knocks it down.
Oh, the body control there. A tough catch in traffic, but then floating to the left, gets it to drop.
The most talented individual creator on this Aztec team. Henley out to Williams. Looking for space. And he carries.
San Diego State has really turned up their defense the last 3 minutes or so. Grand Canyon not able to get into the paint and put defense in rotation.
I thought carries were a myth. I haven't seen one called in years.
They've been non-existent for a number of years. It has to be egregious, I guess, to get called, but that in traveling,
yeah.
I would like to see the officials place a little bit more emphasis on calling those two things.
Here comes the freshman Harrington, already 8 points, make it 10. LZ stuck on automatic. He's 5 for 5 from the field.
A terrific job rubbing his defender off the mid pick and roll. And you're right. 5 of 5 is LZ Harrington from the field. 10 quick points. San Diego State has overtaken Grand Canyon to be up 2. We'll be back in a bit. This is the biggest party in college basketball.
We welcome you back to Grand Canyon University. San Diego State leading by 2, 22-20. A reminder to flip over to FS1 to catch this one. Last 5 meetings, Dan, the Lopes have dominated in this building.
They have. It's one of those things where Grand Canyon was looking for a better opportunity for them as opposed to the WAC. They come into this league, they're competing. They just knocked off 23 Utah State, as we mentioned. San Diego State will be moving to the new Pac-12. But I would love to see this rivalry continue on. We've seen the Lopes getting the best of them 4 of the 5 times they've faced.
Yeah, Brian Dutcher actually said he sees this as something that could be a home and home in non-con, as a steal underneath by Harrington, simply because of the scheduling and how close they are. It's a good matchup, only a flight for San Diego State, or an hour flight.
San Diego State, they will play a tough non-conference. They've been in the Players era the last 2 years. They played Arizona on a neutral site earlier this year. Brian Dutcher does a really good job scheduling a good non-conference to prepare them for the Mountain West.
Kai Williams into the lane with the right hand, and he ties us at 22. That ends the near 3-minute scoring drought for GCU.
It was the first time in a number of possessions they were able to get dribble penetration into the lane. Great job from Williams shielding the defender from being able to contest.
Dixon Waters off one leg. Rebound from Mackay, and then a foul going on Heidi. Get a look at the Mountain West teams in the top 100. San Diego State sit at 47, GCU at 93.
Still a little early in conference play to talk about NCAA tournament resumes. But there are a number of teams this year that are a bit of a surprise. Wyoming under Sundance Wicks playing really well. Nevada has had a couple good wins. Boise State a little bit of a disappointment, especially after losing a triple overtime thriller at San Diego State.
Here come the Aztecs on the run, looking to take back the lead. Trying to stay undefeated in Mountain West play. They're 7-0. Bird coming off his season high, and he gets fouled. And if that's on Brian Moore Jr., that's his first. Mackay Williams has 2, number 2 in white for GCU. Bryce Drew on the sideline talking to his group. 8 new faces for GCU. He said that's not something we expect going forward, but just was the case this season.
I think that's the case throughout much of college athletics these days, with the relaxation of transfer eligibility rules, NIL, everyone always looking for a better opportunity. But remember, the grass isn't always greener on the other side.
Dixon Waters knocks down the jumper. And San Diego State's up by 2. They've not led by more than 2 tonight. Brian Moore Jr. on a straight line drive. Pass deflected. Shaw, the sharpshooter. And Bird, the rebound. Aztecs now can take their largest lead. Bird steps into a 3. Almost bent it in. Here comes GCU, a chance to tie or take the lead. Williams swings it. And gets fouled by Compton. That's going to be free throws now for GCU. Lopes are the third best free throw shooting team in the conference. 76% this season. Substitutions coming in. Henley and Evans. Kai Williams at the line, second on the team in points per game, despite coming off the bench. And he earns himself one more. One of just two returners who played last season, him and Caleb Shaw. Williams, you mentioned it earlier, Dan, coming off his best game, 20 points in 27 minutes off the bench in the win over ranked Utah State.
It's pretty tremendous to watch the highlights of that game the other night. The Havoc was into it. They were able to knock off the Aggies, storm the crowd.
Harrington with an early 10 points. Odin making his 8th start of the season. Drives, fades, and is blocked. Owusu Anane says no, sir. Owusu Anane. Yes, sir.
Second three of the night for Owusu Anane. It's funny how basketball rewards you. You provide great energy, discipline on the defensive end of the floor, come over the block shot. On the offensive end of the floor, you knock down a three.
Dixon Waters surveys. Bird, lob it. Look out below. Pharaoh Compton gets upstairs.
Terrific pass from Miles Bird, but Pharaoh Compton, that's where he's at his best. Rim run in transition, as well as dive to the front of the rim off pick and rolls.
Owusu Anane looking for space. Offense rebound, Evans. Burns blocks it. The foul is called. They tag Compton. It's his second.
I think Miles Bird may have blocked it clean. We get another look at that lob. Bird to Compton, where all he has to do is finish it with authority. But I thought Miles Bird got that block clean up top. Compton must have fouled him down below. We couldn't see from our vantage point.
They have to get Compton out of the game. Odin also checks out. And as the goggled Evans steps to the free throw line. His 6 blocks last game, a GCU record in Division I. The Havocs fall quiet. Evans 1 of 2 again, but an offensive rebound. Owusu Anane and a jump ball arrow to the Aztecs. Aztecs still without a 3. Coming into this game, Dan, you would expect San Diego State to have the advantage there. GCU came in the worst 3-point shooting team in the Mountain West, but Brian Dutcher's group 0 for 4. Elsie Harrington, only player in double figures, lines up the 3, in and out. Simmons underneath, and he gets fouled. See, Reed Dixon Waters is all right. He came up grabbing his left arm.
For a young player, I think Ty Simmons does a really nice job of being opportunistic. Scored on a cut against the zone earlier that time. Does not allow himself to get blocked out. Comes flying in from the baseline. He'll be at the line for a pair.
How many 18-year-olds are 6'6", 230? He rattles in the first.
Well, we've touched on Elsie Harrington as a freshman playing extended minutes for Brian Dutcher and starting the majority of the year, but Ty Simmons is another player that's been a big surprise for them. San Diego State on the season has 11 guys that are legitimately in the rotation. They're missing Magoon Guath tonight, their 4th leading scorer, the reigning defensive player of the year in the Mountain West, out with an injury. but he is a big part of what they do, especially on the defensive end of the floor.
He ties us at 28, final 4 minutes of this first half. The Aztecs looking to remain undefeated in conference play. GCU looking for their 3rd win over San Diego State in this building. A steal from Bird. Here he comes down Main Street. Oh my goodness! Bird looking for the body bag, but he was blocked by Demerel.
It's that length of Demerel coming in handy.
Stromer. GCU looking to take back the lead. Neither team is led by more than 5. Henley with no space, but a foul puts him at the free throw line.
Miles Bird ready for takeoff. F.E. Demerel has a different plan. We got a good one in Phoenix.
Well, GCU made their FS1 debut last time out, and it was a historic one. Dennis Evans had a block party by himself, 6 blocks, setting the Lopes Division I record as GCU took down 23rd ranked Utah State by 10. And the party was on, and the biggest party in college basketball. Look at that group. They were lined up 50 minutes before tip. Nobody has sat down. I don't even know why they have chairs over there, Dan.
I was just thinking the same thing. Not a single student has sat down this entire first half. Matter of fact, since they walked into the building, I've had a chance to call games in San Diego State over the years. I've called Gonzaga games. This is right up there with those 2 venues. They are clearly top 3 as far as college basketball atmospheres on the West Coast.
Yeah. You wouldn't know it's a Wednesday night when you pray for the professors who have early morning Thursday classes.
Well, I don't know about praying for the professors, probably the students to make it to class on time.
That's fair. Henley goes 2 of 2. GCU leads by 2. Tightly contested game. Ozzie Harrington leading the way for San Diego State. As here comes Sean Newman Jr. The largest lead for either team has been 2 possessions. Dixon Waters trying to create into the purple paint, and a foul. And he heads to the foul stripe for 2.
Dixon Waters has been really good as of late. Last 7 games, double figures in each of them. Not necessarily a knockdown 3-point shooter at 35%. But makes enough of them where he gets you on edge as a defender. And then with his shoulders, he's a straight line driver, puts a lot of foul pressure on you.
And he talked about being very excited to play here. He played in this building in 23 when these 2 teams faced off last. As Waters hits both and said, you know, I kind of listened for the heckles, wanted to hear what they had to say.
With a made free throw again, San Diego State able to pick up their full court pressure. Sometimes they'll trap, sometimes they'll just fall back, but as a guard bringing it up, it makes you think a little bit, take some time off the shot clock.
Our 7th tie of the first half. The Lopes break it. Brian Moore Jr. burrowing to the lane. Out of bounds to GCU. Lopes getting organized. Stromer dumps it in. And a foul puts Demerel at the line. There'll be free throw attempts 10 and 11 for GCU, and Brian Dutcher not happy about it.
All 3 bigs now for the Aztecs have 2 fouls apiece. Simmons, Farrell Compton, and Miles Heide. Something to be aware of. I would imagine Grand Canyon tries to take advantage, pin a 3rd on one of those 3 guys here in the last 2 minutes, 53 seconds.
And without Mukun Guat, as Demerel can't hit the first, an already shortened big man rotation. Their starter, the reigning defensive player of the year in the Mountain West, not available today. And GCU is taking advantage of that. They lead by 1. The Aztecs get their first win in this great environment here at GCU. And a foul going on Henley. As you get a look at Magoon Guath, 7'4" wingspan. Just his third missed game this season. He'd been averaging 9 and 5 his last couple.
Defensive player of the year in the league last year as a freshman. Injured knee, worked his way back. He's starting to play some really impactful basketball for Brian Dutcher. Hopefully, if you're an Aztec fan, he's not out too much longer.
Waters buries the first. So Reese with 9 points. And then the freshman Harrington with 10, the leading scorers. His head coach said he's a shot maker, a true Pierce bucket for this San Diego State team. And he puts the Aztecs up 1. Eight ties, 7 lead changes.
That's
and
where
another foul.
Sorry, Carlo. That's where that pressure just makes you think a little bit. The time before, Farrell Compton didn't go up to trap. That time, Moore caught it too close to the baseline. Becomes an automatic trigger for Farrell Compton to come over and trap, resulting in the turnover.
It's the 9th turnover of the game as Taj DeGorville steps to the free throw line.
It's an area where Grand Canyon's been pretty good throughout the season. Only average a shade over 12 turnovers a game on the year. It's one of the benefits to having 2 primary ball handlers on the floor, a lot of times being Williams and Moore Jr.
DeGorville hits both. Meanwhile, you got a San Diego State team that now has their largest lead. They forced the 2nd most turnovers in the conference, so they really thrive off creating turnovers. Owusu Inane, the big man. GCU's got to get it across. They do. Brian Moore Jr., the Lou Henson Player of the Year, the best mid-major player a season ago. Attacks. Stromer with 8 on the timer. Looking for a slither of space. Blocked by Bird. Shaw with 1 to shoot. He doesn't see it. And a shot clock violation.
Gotta have awareness with the shot clock winding down. A little bit of sliver of space, you gotta get it off, but anytime you're around Miles Bird, you have to be aware because he's a tremendous defender with his instincts and his length. Both blocking shots as well as coming up with steals.
It's not often a guard leads your team in blocks, but that is the case for the Aztecs. Reese 16 Waters loves the mid-range, but doesn't love him back there. Under 2 to play here in this first half. Brian Moore Jr. Scoop layup, no. Bird, the rebound. He's on the run. Dixon Waters to the rim. Blocked by Shaw. Newman, kick it. Bird from the corner. And Shaw, the weak side rebound, looking for a friend. GCU's got numbers. Offensive foul. Brian Moore Jr. runs into Simmons. He had 2 personal fouls, a risky move from the freshman.
What a sequence. Bird got a block a second ago. Shaw, with the outstretched arm, gets away with that block shot.
An impressive block from Shaw. And San Diego State leading 34-31, and they're living at the line. Last 8 points for the Aztecs coming from the free throw line. See how GCU tries to guard here without fouling this final minute 21. Take a look at what's ahead for the Aztecs. They will go on the road to UNLV. Back on FS1 against Colorado State. There's no easy games in this Mountain West Conference, especially when you got to go to elevation and often play teams that love to play defense.
You're exactly right. This is a very underrated conference nationally. You talked about the elevation. There's some tremendous defensive programs led by San Diego State over the last 20 years or so between both Coach Steve Fisher and Brian Dutcher. They've kind of set the standard for physicality and getting it done on that end of the floor.
Aztecs looking for their largest lead. Harrington hits the side of the backboard. GCU the other way. Owusu Inane already 2 threes. Defers to Stromer. Under a minute to play. Demeraux, the pump, and another foul. F.A. Demeraux about to shoot free throws 4 and 5 of this first half.
It's a great catch from Demeraux there amongst the active hands of the guards of San Diego State. I think earlier in this season when I saw him, he probably would have tried to catch and quick finish. That time he gets under control, he uses his size, creates contact, gets himself to the line.
Knocks down the free throw. It's been a free throw fest here. Now their team has a field goal since the 4:47 mark. Who's going to be the better free throw shooting team? Demeraux misses and taps the offensive rebound to Stromer. Lopes Kintyre take the lead.
2-for-1 opportunity for Grand Canyon if they take advantage.
Shaw sees it and splashes a 3. GCU in front.
Grand Canyon falling back in what looks like a zone.
How does San Diego State dissect it? 4 seconds separate shot and game clock. DeGorville steps back for 3 and knocks it down. The first of the night for the Aztecs. They lead by 2. The Lopes with the final say on the half. Shaw with 2 seconds. Stromer, too strong. That does it for the opening 20 minutes. Coming up, we'll take a look at our first half highlights and stats and then send it to our studio for highlights from around the nation with Rob Stone and Donnie Marshall. Our halftime score, San Diego State 37, Grand Canyon 35. A defensive display by both of these teams as San Diego State's trying to stay undefeated and GCU's looking for back-to-back big wins here at home. You're watching men's NCAA basketball. Oh my goodness, it's Wayne Gretzky here at halftime at GCU. San Diego State leading 37-35 as we welcome you here into the biggest party in college basketball. And it's been a 3-point party, Dan, for the GCU Lopes.
It has been. It's a party, as you mentioned. The students just sat down at halftime, but they really helped Grand Canyon get off to a great start. You mentioned from beyond the arc. Not a great 3-point shooting team, but they started off 4 or 5 behind the arc to really jump out to an early lead. Couple from Owusu Inane, couple from Caleb Shaw. 4 different Lopes got in on the action from beyond the arc. And it's something when you have a head coach as a shooter, you gravitate towards wanting shooters on your roster. They haven't been able to excel in that category other than this first half tonight.
We'll see if GCU can continue to make it rain here in Phoenix, or will San Diego State remain undefeated in the Mountain West? We welcome you back to GCU as we're going to start the second half. You get a look at the first half stats between the Aztecs and the Lopes. 3-point shooting really jumps off the page.
It really does. A team that only averages 7 made threes per game on the year, knocked down 6 in the first half, including 4 of their first 5 to get off to a nice start. Expect San Diego State to try to drive that percentage down.
And a little bit of a wrinkle here for the Aztecs. They are starting the freshman Tay Simmons, 2 freshmen on the floor to begin this second half.
Well, he was productive in the minutes he got. 4 points, 5 rebounds in 9 minutes. Took a big charge in the final couple possessions as well.
GCU on the opening possession. They led it for the majority of that first half, about 11 minutes. A pass underneath. Emerald was the target and a steal. 5 on 4 the other way. What do the Aztecs do on the power play?
Second time tonight, though. High-low opportunity. Grand Canyon throws that pass short. Big's got to walk him up the lane. Guard deliver it further over the top.
Dixon waters the right-handed finger roll. He's up to a dozen, and San Diego State's got their largest lead.
That big three at the end of the first half from DeGorville gives them the lead. They're undefeated when leading at the half.
Bird with the cookies and a two-handed flush. What a start for San Diego State here in the second half. That is now 12 turnovers for GCU. Shaw hit a big three at the end of the first half. Owusu Anane with his third three of the night. Well, they were 6 for 12 in the first half, and they're still hot to begin the second half.
They got to do a better job, does GCU defensively, keeping Harrington out of the paint.
Heide. Not enough on it. One possession game for GCU. Look to remain undefeated at home against the Aztecs. They are 2-0. Keeney from off the line. He buries it.
That's a big shot for him. Not much of a three-point shooter. Their leading scorer on the year, nearly 17 a game, was quiet in that first half with only 4.
So we're tied at 41. Harrington at 8 of the first 10. He gets fouled and a chance for a three-point play the old-fashioned way.
Terrific job on that ball screen, recognizing the defenders trying to go up over the top. Pause at the point of the screen and get the defender clearly on his hip. Able to draw that contact, knock it down. He is really poised for a freshman.
Plays at his own pace. And he puts San Diego State back up 3, 2 minutes into this second half. The Havocs chanting GCU. The Lopes have won 40 of their last 43 games in this building. Brian Moore Jr. zigs and zags. Owusu Anane, the hot hand off the back rim. Bird leads the Aztecs forward. Turns the corner. Tries to force a pass and a steal. Moore Jr., the Euro, he hangs and is blocked. But Bird off the baseline gives it back to Grand Canyon.
Only 4 turnovers in that first half for San Diego State. Bird not able to take care of the ball on the other end, but the hustle effort gets him back in position to come up with the block shot.
Big defensive plays all game from Bird. He's got a steal and 2 blocks.
Well, that's what he does. He impacted the game last year in so many different ways, tested the NBA draft, decided to come back, and it seemed at times early this year he was pressing the action a little bit, but he's starting to come around.
Got springs in those shoes.
He's one of those competitors, though. He gets beat on a play, he doesn't quit on it, fights his way back in. Mentioned how well he's been playing. His stat line against New Mexico the other night, unbelievable. 22 points, 8 rebounds, 3 assists, 3 steals with 4 blocks. Those are unheard of numbers for a guard.
Turnover by the Aztecs. Harrington could hang on. And substitutions coming for GCU. Kai Williams steps in, 20 points in the win over Utah State off the bench. He's got 7 so far today. The Aztecs 7-0 in the Mountain West, the only undefeated team in the conference. Does GCU end that here tonight? Henley with a left-handed dribble. Henley wants another 3 off the back rim. Heide flat-footed rebound. The freshman Harrington dumps inside. Bird fades, fires. Front of the rim, bounce. Heide tries to save it, and now GCU's got numbers on the counter. That out of bounds by Harrington.
Terrific anticipation there from Harrington. Caught in a bind on the weak side. One guy guarding two, able to get the deflection, knock the ball out of bounds.
We mentioned BJ Davis picking up those 2 early fouls in the first half. He did not come back. And now he's back into the ball game, the team's leading scorer off the bench.
It's interesting because every starter for San Diego State in that first half had a negative plus minus, and all the subs were in positive territory.
You got 3 subs on the floor with 2 starters. Williams putting on the moves. Their first layup off the mark, but he got hacked. Free throws 14 and 15 of the game coming up. That's the 3rd on Pharaoh Compton.
Give another look at the shiftiness of Makai Williams. Get out of pressure with the retreat dribble. Get that defense off balance and then attack again.
Spent 1 year at UT Arlington. Long Beach, California native, one of 6 SoCal natives on this GCU team. Williams makes it a 1-point game. I mean, it has been that tight today. 8 ties, 9 lead changes. An 8-0 run is going to feel like a 20-0 run. Harrington. Henley the rebound. And GCU can take back the lead. Henley looking for space. Swing it, Brian Moore Jr. With the ball on a string, he gets to the rim and puts some spin off the glass. How about the English from Brian Moore Jr.?
Terrific finish from Brian Moore Jr., but what a response from Grand Canyon after San Diego State got off to a good start here in the second half.
Yeah, they took their largest lead, and now GCU back in front. Almost 5 minutes in. BJ Davis, the double pump. And a rebound for GCU. Williams knocks it down. 4-point Grand Canyon lead. So the Aztecs have an answer. Harrington. Over to DeGorville. Lob it up. Pharaoh Compton broken up by Evans. Lopes on a 7-0 run. Henley. Fouled hard. And he's going to the free throw line. San Diego State took a 3-point lead. And a 7-0 run by GCU has got them up 4. Makai Williams, a big 3 off the bench. And the Lopes in front by 4 here in the second half. For a trip to Super Bowl 60 in Santa Clara. Meanwhile, here at GCU, a 7-0 run. And the Havocs going crazy here at Global Credit Union Arena. It's the biggest run for either team, Dan. And Henley's got a chance to extend it at the line.
And a big part of it has been Jaden Henley here in the second half. Quiet first half with only 4 points, and he's starting to get untracked here in the second.
Team's leading scorer at nearly 17 a game, 4th best in the conference. He drops in both free throws. So GCU up by 6 for the first time today. Largest lead for either team is right now. Sean Newman Jr. looking for space, swinging to the corner. DeGorville attacks the free throw line. Pump fakes, goes up looking for the foul, got the foul, and will step to the free throw line.
Great job from DeGorville. Wasn't comfortable shooting it off the rhythm dribble. Comes to a stop, just a little head shake. Up fake gets the defender. Owusu Anani off the ground. He'll be at the line for a pair.
GCU perfect today, 12 for 12. Oh my goodness.
There you go.
Not bad, not bad.
I want to go back to that football graphic. You're a Southern California guy. I'm a Washington guy.
Oh yeah.
I've got to go with the Seahawks. How about you?
You know what? Not a lot of teams win playoff games in Seattle. But I think Matthew Stafford, who could be the MVP, has the best chance to do it. Miles Byrd the steal. Here comes Farrell Compton as he kisses the rim.
Opportunistic in that trap now. They did in that first half. GCU has got to do a better job taking care of the basketball, recognizing after made free throws, San Diego State is going to pressure you. They're going to opportunity trap, and they're going to shoot the passing lanes.
That's now 14 points off turnovers for the Aztecs. Turning defense to offense all night. Brian Moore Jr. circles for Williams. Attacks. Davis touches earth. Williams not enough. Offensive rebound. Henley in the lane. Muscles one in. The second half surge from the leading scorer for the Lopes. GCU by 5. Sean Newman Jr. out to Miles Byrd. Circling. Bounce pass baseline and he throws it away. Brian Dutcher doesn't like it.
Previous play, terrific delivery from Miles Byrd. Farrell Compton with the power underneath.
Now GCU a chance at their largest lead. Lopes 2-0 against the Aztecs in this building. Trying to hand San Diego State their first loss in the Mountain West. Brian Moore Jr. a change of pace, and Byrd almost with another steal.
Farrell Compton lost his gum out there near the top of the key. Officials going out to pick it up. Putting some gloves on? What's the official doing?
It looks like a gum wrapper.
Come on, Farrell, you got to go grab that yourself. Don't leave it up to the official.
And now, oh man, now he gets his gum back.
He didn't take it back.
No, he said, I'm good. Were you a gum and play type of guy?
No. I do remember in the NBA, Caron Butler used to chew plastic straws.
Right.
I have no idea how that could work out.
That is a choking hazard for sure. Rebound to the Aztecs. Here comes B.J. Davis. Newman pump fakes with space. 2 open. GCU still up 5. Owusu Anane left to 3. He's already got 3 of them.
Rick Kane 6 of 6 from the field to start the half. San Diego State 3 of 3, but they've turned it over on a number of occasions.
Yeah, the turnovers have been the great equalizer. As the foul goes on Sean Newman Jr.
Sorry, 3 of 3 before that missed Newman 3. Stat monitor taking a little bit of time to recalibrate.
A lot of action, a lot to catch up with. Here comes Reese Dixon Waters and Jeremiah Odin. Grand Canyon up 5, their largest lead is 6. San Diego State led by 3, but since then, GCU has gone on a run. Dennis Evans grabs it off the glass and gets fouled.
That's where he's starting to become more comfortable, catching the ball in traffic. He wanted to put the ball on the deck. He didn't, kept it high, was able to drop that foul.
Reese Dixon Waters picks up the personal. That's just his second. So Evans studying the rim. Buries the first.
You see the delivery from Williams right there. Evans wants to put it on the deck, fights that urge. He's able to stick with it, get himself to the line.
All of his points coming from the free throw line. And in that one. So Grand Canyon by 7, biggest lead of the game. The Aztec offense has gone a little cold here after the hot start day.
They're going to have to find someone to produce some opportunities. Look to BJ Davis, who was really quiet in that first half, their leading scorer, to try to get going.
3 sticks in water. Head coach describes him as a bucket. He pulls up. Can't get the bucket to go. GCU can go up double digits with a 3. Henley circling. Over Heide, who stays straight up. Now it's a 5-on-4 for the Aztecs. BJ Davis. Dixon Waters all alone as Davis takes a dribble, takes a 3. And an offensive rebound, Oden. San Diego State struggling from the 3-point line, just 2 of 9. Waters lines it up. 2 of 10. Makai Williams, oh my goodness, with his back to the basket. Gets fouled, and that takes us to a stoppage. Grand Canyon up by 7. Their largest lead of the game as the Lopes look to take down SDSU. Grand Canyon with their biggest lead of the game here in the second half. 11 minutes to go. They're up by 7, 54-47. As we take a look at what's next for the Lopes. They will head to Fresno State and then Nevada. Back-to-back games on the road. A couple of tough contests on that schedule. See UNLV at the end of it.
That Boise State game really jumps out. They were able to go up to Boise a couple weeks back, steal one on the road. This is one of the most difficult conferences to win on the road. We've got elevation. We've got some well-coached programs.
Got the Havocs.
You got the Havocs, especially when you come here. They have been impressive. The only time they've sat down is that 12, 15 minutes at halftime. The rest of the time, they've been up and into it.
The secret's caffeine. They're handing out energy drinks at halftime. No one is going to sleep.
9 p.m. tip-off. Where was ours?
Heide in the lane. Evans with the denial.
Terrific job of understanding. Heide always goes back to that right shoulder.
GCU looking for a double-digit lead for the first time. Brian Moore Jr. orchestrating the offense. In his final year of eligibility, he attacks, he steps back. Off the back rim, Bird the rebound. It's a 13-3 GCU run. Make it 15-3. Davis leaves it for Heide. Evans, another envelope.
His length is causing all kinds of problems.
Heide on the retry. Evans all over it. And the fan favorite rallying GCU. Moore Jr., what a Euro to the right hand.
The elusiveness on the attack from Brian Moore Jr. He likes it, his teammates like it. The Havocs love it. Dennis Evans continues his big play from the other night. Understand this scouting report. Heide wants to go over his right shoulder. Use your length, impact the field goal attempt.
Meanwhile, here in GCU, the biggest party in college basketball, and in the second half, it has been all GCU. 23-10, outscoring San Diego State. No reason to sit for the whiteout here at Global Credit Union Arena. Well, we'll see what San Diego State does out of the break. They've scored on 3 of their last 16 possessions. And they need some help from somebody. Will it be BJ Davis, the leading scorer? He hangs and gets fouled. Free throw line has been kind to the Aztecs. They are 13 of 14 as they huddle up.
That's where BJ Davis, though, is at his best. He's great in transition, but in pick and roll situations, he's just wired to score. He gets into the paint almost at will. He's got a good mid-range pull-up, but then he's crafty enough and creative enough where he can create contact, get himself to the line.
Davis knocks down the first. He's been open about coming off the bench. He's still third in minutes on this team, still leading the team in points. He said, look, I'm just trying to do whatever this team needs to win. And Brian Dutcher has been very honest about how he tells him every day how much I value him, how much I need him, and has really thrived in that bench role.
A lot of players would sulk when they're not in the starting lineup. That hasn't been the case at all for BJ Davis. A lot of young players at the youth and high school level need to take a page out of that book.
The Aztecs are 7-0 in the Mountain West, so that is in jeopardy here in one of the hardest places to win in the conference. 58-49 GCU. Kai Williams hits some massive threes. He drives, swings it. Brian Moore Jr. nets it from the corner.
Well, Moore Jr. knocks down the three, but that was a tremendous drive and kick from Makai Williams.
Those two on the same page, and it's working. Pharaoh Compton. LZ Harrington is fouled.
Oh, wow, I thought it was going to be an offensive foul push-off on LZ Harrington, creating a little bit extra space. We'll get another look at it here. On second look, good call from the official. Moore Jr. pressured him first. I believe in the official's eyes, he saw Moore's foul first before LZ Harrington extended for the push-off.
That's his third foul. Aztecs on the inbound. LZ Harrington knocks down the three.
They needed that bucket in the worst way. It's been LZ Harrington that has really been able to provide a spark in both halves now for the Aztecs.
And he started the game hot and has stayed hot for San Diego State. GCU setting up the offense. Brian Moore Jr. Can he find a driving angle? 9 on the shot clock. The team's leading scorer Henley steps in and gets fouled. Aiden Henley to the free throw line, the 90% free throw shooter, and Reese Dixon Waters not happy with the foul call. Grand Canyon continues to get to the charity stripe. So Henley steps to the free throw line. Spent a year at Minnesota, then DePaul, UNLV, back in the Mountain West with GCU. The first, that is 4 fouls on Reese Dixon Waters. So here comes BJ Davis. The foul trouble has been an issue for the Aztecs. Gordon checks out as well.
Obviously Dixon Waters with the 4 you mentioned, but Pharaoh Compton with 3 himself. He's been great in limited minutes tonight. 6 points, 3 of 3 from the field, all at the front of the rim in only 8 minutes.
11-point Grand Canyon lead. BJ Davis Jr. lobs it up. Compton catches from 2 feet. He rises and dunks. Pharaoh Compton.
You have to spend so much attention to BJ Davis in that pick and roll that you lose track of Pharaoh Compton on the dive to the rim.
Henley. Williams catch and shoot. Compton taps the rebound to Bird. And then a foul on Owusu Anane. 70 feet from the rim.
Pharaoh Compton has been putting a hurting on the rim tonight. Another thunderous finish. Aztecs trying to climb right back in it.
GCU threatening to hand San Diego State their first loss in Mountain West play. They lead 63-54 as we get a look at the conference standings in the Mountain West.
Well, this is why it would be instrumental for San Diego State if they could come back and get this win. They would take a commanding lead in the standings. Utah State under Jared Calhoun. Such a difficult program to prepare for. And Steve Alford doing a really nice job at Nevada this year.
Brian Dutcher looks on. He's led his team to 7-0, the 4th time in program history. BJ Davis, the ball on the string.
Right back to that same pick and roll action. Compton up top and then back screen him to the front of the rim. Miscommunication, wasn't able to take advantage that time.
Gorville just picks up another personal. Check that, Compton with the foul.
That's Compton. That is a big mistake by that young man. It would be his 4th foul. You have to understand, offensive rebound opportunities you can get, and some you just got to let them go and get back in transition defense. Demerol got it hit not just by Compton, but also by his own teammate there.
Friendly fire, and Compton's going to go to the bench. So here comes Henley to the free throw line. Averaging 17 over his last 7. He misses the front end. And the Aztecs move the other way. Under 8 to play. Can they come back down 9? Harrington. Bird pulls up. Buries it. And down goes Brian Moore Jr. As Miles Bird knocks down the mid-range jumper. Makes it a 7-point game. Shaw comes back to the ball. Finds Henley. GCU winners of 40 of their last 43 here.
This is the stage of the game where the pressure from San Diego State can really wear on you. Grand Canyon has turned it over way too much tonight, but when they get made baskets, San Diego State, they can turn up the full court pressure.
Get a stop, and here they come. Harrington one-on-one with Henley, stripped by Williams. A steal. Moore Jr. hangs. And the layup goes in and out. Pace picking up. BJ Davis off the back rim. ECU slowing it down. Their pace is been significantly slower here in their first season in the Mountain West than it was in the WAC. Makai Williams. Demerol bounces it off his foot. And it's Aztec ball. The door is open here for the visitors. Can they step through it? GCU has missed a couple good looks in a row and turnovers in between them.
Oh, it's the turnovers that have got to be the frustrating part right now for Grand Canyon. Demerol catches it on a 45-degree cut. Tries to go right through the chest of the defender where really he has no angle. Ends up dribbling it off his foot.
Aztecs can make it a 2-possession game. 5:50 on the clock. BJ Davis creates contact and the finish. A chance for a 3-point play, and the team's leading scorer coming alive.
Again, mid-pick and roll. Give him some space, give him some freedom to operate. The big-time finish with the left off the glass.
Puts it off the window. And GCU wants to talk it over. 63-58 Grand Canyon. They went on a 15-3 run after the Aztecs took a 3-point lead, and now it's a 9-2 run by San Diego State to cut it to 5. What's the conversation like in both these huddles? Let's start with San Diego State. What does Dutcher want his team to do?
Well, I think for San Diego State, the message is, hey, defensively, continue to put pressure on the ball, be in the gaps, active hands, make them take contested shots, and then finish each possession with a rebound. For Grand Canyon, it's guys, we got to handle pressure on the offensive end of the floor. Defensively, we have to do a better job containing BJ Davis, in particular with our pick and roll defensive coverage.
And BJ Davis, talk about an electric force off the bench. He leads the team in points, third in minutes, and then you look at Makai Williams on the other side. 12.8 points per game, second most for GCU, also comes off the bench.
Well, and with B.J. Davis, 10 of his 12 points now here in the second half, a chance to add to that total.
He was limited in the first half, picked up 2 fouls early, and really didn't come back to the game, played 4 minutes. He cannot complete the three-point play. The lead remains at 5 for the home team. Williams gets a screen from his roommate Evans. Davis reaching at the ball, finds Shaw. And a travel on GCU. That's the 16th turnover of the night. Bryce Drew trying to fire up his group as they've watched their 11-point lead start to disintegrate. It can be a one-possession game here.
A lot of these turnovers as of late for Grand Canyon is just trying to do too much. That time, get rid of it, get off the ball.
Bird, a deep three. And a rebound for Shaw.
Grand Canyon went zone there, kind of baited Bird into that deep three.
GCU scoreless the last 3 minutes. Looking to take the top off the bucket. Henley does just that. 5 minutes to play, 7-point lead. Aztecs 7-0 in the conference. Bird from the corner. Falls off. Offensive rebound. What effort from the freshman Simmons.
That's a lot of times the Achilles heel of a zone is rebounding. You've got to go find a man and block out the zone. Otherwise, it leads to that. Extra possessions and a made three from B.J. Davis.
B.J. Davis with a bullseye. We've got a 4-point game with 4.5 to play. Lopes are 2-0 against the Aztecs here at GCU. Their first conference matchup of the season. Henley, Williams, pump fakes, kick it, Henley, the three, off the back rim, rebound B.J. Davis, and a whistle and a foul on GCU. 1-on-1 opportunity. Evans goes to the bench. Demerel checks in. GCU was up 11. San Diego State now within 4 and a chance to make it a one-possession game. And B.J. Davis vacant from the first half. He has his fingerprints all over this second half. And connects on the front end of the 1-on-1.
Again, keep in mind, with Davis at the free throw line, a good free throw shooter, he makes this. It allows the Aztecs the ability to pick up in full court pressure.
5 minutes ago, it was a 12-point GCU lead, 61-49. The Aztecs have stormed back on a 14-4 run. We've got a one-possession game. The hit ahead. Henley steps around. Bird! Henley with a two-handed finish.
What a gutsy full court baseline out of bounds play.
Bird off the back rim. Out of bounds to GCU.
Well, this is one way to beat full court pressure. The touchdown pass over the top to Jaden Henley, who finishes it himself with authority. Don't go anywhere. We got a great one about to finish here in Phoenix.
The biggest party in college basketball doesn't care that it's a school night. GCU leading San Diego State 67-63 as we get a look at the two leaders for the respective teams, Miles Bird and Jaden Henley. And tonight, Henley has had the upper hand on Bird, especially in this second half. He's been able to turn it on. Miles Bird's defense may be showing up a little more than his offense in this game.
Miles Bird has struggled shooting it, but he's provided some opportunities in creating turnovers defensively. But Jaden Henley, after a quiet first half with only 2 points, has been really good and dynamic here in the second half.
So inbound to come from Owusu Anane on the baseline. GCU led by 12. San Diego State is within 4. We've got 4 seconds under 4 minutes. Aztecs 7-0 in the conference. GCU looking for a big win at home after taking down ranked Utah State on Saturday in this building. Owusu Anane, the Brown transfer to Henley. Waits for a Demeril screen.
Expect the ball to be in Henley's hand with shot clock winding down.
Williams navigates traffic and gets fouled.
Because Henley's been so good here in the second half, the ball gets in Williams' hands. He attacks quickly. Rotation defensively is late. Has to foul Williams at the rim.
So Makai Williams just shoots through. 20 points in 27 minutes last time out. He knocks down the first. Here comes Reese and Waters. Foul trouble sprinkled throughout the Aztecs. Waters has 4. He's got to be careful. Terrell Compton with 4 as the freshman Harrington goes to the bench. And Williams, 1 of 2. So 5-point game, 3.5 to play. Who's going to be the hero for the Aztecs, or will GCU close the door? DeGorville, no. Putback dunk. Oh my goodness. Tay Simmons.
Wow.
Back to a 1-possession game. Brian Moore Jr. surveys. Swings it, Williams. Makai, dribble drive. And the layup hits the front of the rim. San Diego State can tie with a triple. DeGorville tries to force one up. Rebound, volleyball out to Henley. Henley changing gears. Bird, the block at the apex. Out of bounds to GCU. What a stop.
Miles Bird may be struggling offensively tonight, but he gives you a full effort on this end of the floor. A terrific block on Jaden Henley.
What a stop from Bird, who's fired up after the fact. 2:36 to play. GCU looking for a big win at home. Williams on the back pedal. Restarts his attack. Owusu Anane off the back rim. E.J. Davis with a big-time Aztec rebound.
Maybe not the 3 Grand Canyon wanted in that situation. I know he's made 3 tonight, right around 30% on the season.
Bird, Simmons, the freshman.
He thought about it.
DeGorville floats, finishes, 1-point game, 2 minutes to play. The GCU lead was a dozen. It's down to 1. They're white-knuckling the advantage. Owusu Anane. Brian Moore Jr. looks for his space. Down the lane, the floater rolls off, and a flat-footed rebound to Gorville. Aztecs can lead. Bird stumbling and gets fouled. No, a travel is called. And a turnover by the Aztecs.
Terrific anticipation defensively from Makai Williams there. Read that a possible Euro step was on the way. Gets right back in front, gets out of the way to avoid the contact. Good call from the baseline official.
Gives Grand Canyon the ball back. Williams walks it forward. 11 p.m. here at GCU, and they're on their feet. Williams, shot clock down to 10. Gonna try to do it himself. Attacks, elevates. No! Owusu Anane blocked. Here comes Dixon Waters. The layup for the lead. Simmons puts it off the window. The freshman puts the Aztecs on top. A minute to go, and a timeout, GCU. Tay Simmons started the second half and has put on a big-time performance.
Kai Williams isn't able to connect. Henley not able to get the follow-up, nor was Owusu Anani. Grand Canyon out of sorts in defensive transition before Simmons, who's been a spark plug throughout the night, is able to put back in to take the lead.
Impressive effort. San Diego State has erased a 12-point advantage. It was 61-49. GCU with 9:09 to go. 20-7 run here. And San Diego State, who's got the best road record in the conference since 2013-2014, looking for one of their best wins of the season. Well, you look at the huddle there for the Aztecs, known for their defense. They're going to need stops down the stretch. And they've got a couple guys in foul troubles. Meanwhile, what's going on here if you're Bryce Drew? Where you draw this play up for, and how do you play the clock right in this situation?
Well, I don't think you run it all the way down to where you're up against the shot clock. I would expect a pick and roll of some kind, probably with Williams, maybe with Moore. Henley has been active on the offensive glass, as has Owusu Anani. But you got to make sure if you miss and you attack for the glass, you got to have defensive transition back, because San Diego State is really opportunistic.
6 straight misses for the Lopes, looking to end the scoring drought. GCU trailing late. Is there more magic for the Lopes? Brian Moore Jr. controls. It's the freshman Simmons in his shadow. Moore wants this matchup. He attacks it. He stumbles. He lost the ball. Bird to the floor. 5 seconds separate shot and game clock. Davis dancing through the defense.
Don't have to foul just yet, but you gotta get a rebound on the missed shot if you're GCU.
A 20-7 run by the Aztecs. Can they inflate their 1-point advantage here late? BJ Davis has been the man all season. He drives, he stumbles, he gets fouled, and he'll head to the free throw line. The second best free throw shooter in the conference will step to the line to try to make it a 3-point game. And this has been the guy that San Diego State wants the ball in his hands. You think about the triple overtime game. He hit a big shot at the end of the first overtime. And then their last game against New Mexico, he had the shot to kind of seal it. When times are tough, BJ Davis gets tougher for San Diego State.
Good free throw shooter at the line. Again, made free throw, you can pressure up a little bit. You're backpedaling defensively. San Diego State got to make sure you don't foul.
He misses the free throw. GCU does not use the timeout. Williams the drive down the lane and a foul. With 1.8, he's got a chance to do it at the line. Brian Dutcher can't believe it.
Well, I thought the block up top from Bird was clean. There must have been contact underneath. Get another look at it. Oh, wow. I mean, that's about as clean up top as Bird can get.
Is there contact on that right leg from Simmons? So the tie for Williams. It's up. We're even. Brian Dutcher does have a timeout. He's got 2 of them, in fact. He'll use one here to try to ice the free throw shooter Williams, who is an 86% free throw shooter. 1.8 to play, 69 all. And the biggest free throw of the season coming up from Makai Williams. No timeout on that play from Bryce Drew, and it leads to the free throws. It was a 20-7 run by the Aztecs to take back the lead. And Grand Canyon, despite stumbling to the finish line, they can still come away with the victory.
San Diego State's defense has really turned it up this last 3 minutes or so. Give them a lot of credit, but Grand Canyon has been out of sorts offensively. That last possession seemed as if there was confusion as to what they wanted to do. Enormous free throw coming up here from Makai Williams.
San Diego State does have a timeout, 1.8 on the clock. Are we going to overtime, or does GCU take the lead? It goes for Williams, and Dutcher will use the timeout. Makai Williams sends the Havocs into a frenzy. With ice in his veins, the star off the bench with huge free throws. And now, Dan, where do you go with your SDSU?
Well, you've got to go full court. If you catch it in the backcourt, you got time for one dribble at the most. You don't have the ability to dribble and pass leading into a catch and shoot. So I would look for some type of maybe angle screen to get probably BJ Davis or Miles Bird catching it with a head of steam, where they can maybe get one more dribble and get to half court or a shade closer to the basket.
They've gone to BJ Davis in moments like this season. Now where do they go with 1.8? It's going to be deep in the bag for Brian Ditcher, trying to tall up a play. Grand Canyon, meanwhile, what's on the line? Well, they're looking for a big win. It would be the first loss for San Diego State in conference play, and GCU's third win against San Diego State in this building. Can the Lopes get one more stop? Will the Aztecs have another heroic moment? And the timeout called by Bryce Drew. He let San Diego State line up, burns his final timeout, and the chess match is on between the two. And we will be right back. Don't go anywhere. Final 1.8 is next. We welcome you back to Attention Convention. 70-69. Grand Canyon 1.8 away from handing San Diego State their first Mountain West loss of the season. The Havocs ready to celebrate. Full court pass. Waters catches, fires the three for the win. Could not go. And GCU, the greatest party in college basketball, with a Wednesday night celebration as they take down San Diego State 70-69.
Tremendous response from Makai Williams to knock down those two free throws after San Diego State went on a 20-7 run and looked like they were about to close it out.
Grand Canyon gets the win. It's the first loss for the Aztecs. It's GCU's 41st win at home in their last 44 contests. They are 3-0 all time against San Diego State here at GCU. What an impressive win. In the part of a tough, one of the toughest stretches in the conference. GCU gets the victory. As Makai Williams is going to join us. 70-69 Grand Canyon. And we will welcome in Makai. Makai, big play down the stretch. You got the ball. Your coach did not call a timeout. What were you looking for on that final play?
I was just looking to either get a foul or get a bucket, honestly. My teammates and coaches trust me, so I did my thing.
You guys moved to 5-2 now in Mountain West play. You got a couple on the road. How good does this feel to go out with 2 great wins before you hit the road?
It feels great. We got good team chemistry going into these games. We got 2 big wins, and we know we could beat anybody in this conference.
Yeah, back-to-back wins. What has been the key in those 2 that you need to continue to do going forward?
Our togetherness. We gotten so together since the Boise State game, coming from break, and there on out, we've been playing together.
The message was push the ball. Where was your focus on when you saw you might have an opening to get to the rim and maybe put foul pressure on like you did?
Just do me. I see how the refs are calling it this game, so I know I could be aggressive and get a foul. So it worked out in our favor.
Well, tremendous job tonight. Go enjoy it with the Havocs, your teammates. Best of luck on the road coming up.
Thank you. Appreciate you.
Makai Williams, nice enough to join us as GCU continues to wreak havoc on opponents that enter the Global Credit Union Arena. Well, it looked like it might be a comeback for San Diego State down the stretch, but GCU denies the Aztecs the win, and they're now 3-0 in this building against San Diego State. The Lopes turn a late Wednesday night into a victory over San Diego State. For our entire crew here on FS1, thanks so much for spending your Wednesday night with us as we continue our excellent coverage across the season. Tonight's final score, Grand Canyon 70, San Diego State 69. Thanks for watching men's NCAA basketball.